Hi all, good morning once again. Continuing where I left about the innocuous amendments, let us see some more or couple of more points on this. Whether it is couple or one more addition to it, I do not know. Depending upon the time element in the video, we will go over it. What I am now going to discuss is something very sinister. For the reason it is enshrined under section 92CA. 92CA is falling under transfer pricing provisions, where if the assessing officer feels that an international transaction is worthy of visit by a transfer pricing officer, he has the right to refer the case to the TPO, and the TPO thereafter takes over with all his full responsibility and authority to decide on the arm's length price and to benchmark it. There could be transactions which are not reported under the transfer pricing report, which a transfer pricing officer might feel that this requires also a benchmarking of the arm's length price. Such a provision, such a clause is also there already in vogue under 92 CA 2A and 2B. 2A and 2B covers, one of it covers items which are not listed on the transfer pricing report, but which in the opinion of the officer requires a arm's length benchmarking. The other clause goes something like this: there could be items which are or transactions which are not necessarily transactions which are reported as in the transfer pricing report, or in the opinion of the officer it is an international transaction warranting an arm's length price. The transfer pricing officer has got wide suo motu powers to scope such transactions also in the arm's length benchmarking. Now these two sections are extended even for specified domestic transactions. Whatever is the notified specified domestic transaction can get enhanced. So under angel tax 5627B, if something is left out, that can also be scoped under the specified domestic transaction. Already it falling into transfer pricing in the realm of cross border associated enterprises is something which is there in the law, so we are not going to talk about it. But this is again going to extend even to possibly to specified domestic transactions. I am seeing this particular amendment more like a specific anti-avoidance rule. So it looks very simple on the outside, but probably the intentions are a little bit sinister. So this is one amendment I wanted to discuss. Under 194 IA relating to TDS on property sale, a resident transferee is obligated to withhold 1% tax if the consideration exceeds 50 lakhs of the transferor for a transferor during the financial year. Under any of the individual, each property transaction is counted as a separate one. Currently there is a reading which has been done where it is per transferor irrespective of the total quantum of the consideration. Now this has resulted in a loss of revenue wherein a lot of withholding tax has gone down the drain. So now the law is plugged there wherein it is going to be read: the total consideration of the property transaction will need to be seen if it is exceeding 50 lakhs, and irrespective of the number of transferors or transferees, the withholding tax provisions will then need to be applied. So this is now being plugged in to make it into a slight more watertight compartment. So this is the second provision I wanted to bring into picture in this discussion. There are a number of TDS provisions where they have rationalized the rates of tax from 5 to 2%. For a minute, let us pause. Every year, every budget, we are having humongous number of amendments after amendments, or should I call it a diary of amendments? I think that has been the order of the day. Unfortunately, even the amendments are being done in a very slipshod or in a very loose language, whereby it is only leading to more profligate litigation and piling up litigation. Somewhere the venerable Mr. Nani Palkiwala made a mention that the income tax is a national disgrace simply because of the number of times it has been tinkered and amended with. I am sorry to say this budget is following that route. No matter rationalization provisions, no matter simplification, the intent of simplification or the intent of rationalization, probably if it was thought a little bit on the long run or in a long-term basis, a lot of amendments and a lot of insertions and chopping, moving, all that is cut paste, all that is not required at all. This point I thought I will place it with all of you simply for a much more deeper introspection. As responsible citizens, I think this is something which we will need to be against. Otherwise, we are just going to be left with amendment after amendment in the coming days. Thank you.